Former OSU basketball players trying out for the Blazers, but some fans say his image is a bad fit for the new and improved team. Behind bars, does the FBI have the waddling bandit in custody? A wild crash. What led this pickup to slam into a local car lot? But first, he said,
"Tonight I can stand here and say that I will be the Democratic nominee for the President of the United States of America."
She said,
"I will be making no decisions tonight."
Barack Obama clinches the Democratic nomination for president, but Hillary Clinton is not stepping aside. What it means for your vote 2008, first on Fox.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shauna Parsons.
And I'm Wayne Garcia. First on Fox tonight, Barack Obama claims victory as the Democratic nominee for president. But even with all the delegates lined up in his favor, Hillary Clinton is not officially backing out or backing down. But the numbers do tell the story. The candidate to clinch 2,118 delegates becomes the party's nominee. And tonight, Barack Obama has 2,132 compared to Hillary Clinton's 1,925. Tonight, Obama launched his campaign against Republican John McCain, but Clinton claims she is waiting for the next several days to plan her next move. KPTV's Jamie Wilson talked to local voters about this dramatic race, and she's live in Northeast Portland now with more. Jamie?
Well, tonight, the vice chair of the Democratic Party of Oregon, Frank Dixon, officially endorsed Barack Obama. And no matter where Oregon Democrats stood before tonight, now it seems they're all going to have to get behind Obama in order to change parties in the White House. But even now, Hillary Clinton still doesn't see it that way.
Because of you, tonight I can stand here and say that I will be the Democratic nominee for the President of the United States of America.
In Minnesota tonight, Barack Obama marked the end of one campaign and the start of a new one, his run against John McCain for president. Obama praised Hillary Clinton for her work on the campaign trail and her continued efforts in health care reform. But Clinton is not saying farewell.
This has been a long campaign, and I will be making no decisions tonight.
Clinton told her supporters to weigh in on her future, and she will wait several days before announcing her next move. Portlanders decided her fate in Oregon on May 20th, and tonight her former campaign office is empty. But is there a chance that Clinton will be Obama's running mate?
I don't know if that would be a good mix for Obama. You know, I think he might want to look for someone fresher.
Some local voters doubt that Obama will go in that direction. After the last year as rivals, they don't know if the two senators could even get along.
Well, they trust each other. That's the real ticket, you know, because you got to trust your running mate.
Them being against each other so hard, I don't know if there's enough time to mend that fence or not.
Others say that Obama and Clinton should join forces.
She's put up a great fight, and I think that she has a heart for her country, so it'd be nice to see her, as, somewhere involved.
But some people we talked to are just ready for some closure.
I'm really, really surprised that she let it go this long, yeah. Yeah, I think she should have bowed out a while ago.
And of course, Hillary, Chelsea, and Bill Clinton canvass our state in the weeks leading up to our primary election, but in the end, it was Barack Obama who won over local Democrats. Live in Northeast Portland tonight, Jamie Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
Fox 12 political analyst Tim Hibbets joins us now with a closer look at how this all affects your vote. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Shauna.
First of all, Obama clearly has the delegates.
Yes.
He's claimed the nomination. Why do you think Clinton has not bowed out of the race? Why did she say she's not making a decision tonight?
Well, first is, look, this has been an incredible race. I've never seen, and I don't think we'll ever see again, a race that goes to literally 50 states. I think she needs a little time to decompress. This has got to hurt. It was an extremely close battle, and I think it's appropriate to give her a few days to make that decision to sort of stand down. Now, I do expect her in the next few days to stand down because the reality is Obama has the delegates, and many of her supporters are already moving to Obama saying he's the nominee. So at some point, I think in the next few days, she'll accept this and say she is ending her campaign.
Okay, a lot of people talking about whether or not she'll be vice president on the ticket. Do you think he'll choose her, and would that be a good ticket? Is that a strong ticket, Obama-Clinton?
It would be a strong ticket, but I thought you had some astute observers there on your previous item. The problem is you've got to trust your vice presidential candidate. This has been a very bruising campaign, and I just don't know if this is a good mix on that level. At the end of the day, the presidential candidate is the top of the ticket. The vice presidential candidate is basically the helper. Mm-hmm. She and the Clinton and President Clinton may not fit into that real well. But it may be, given her support, that he may wind up looking at this and saying, I've really got to put her on the ticket because of the strength she showed.
Okay, real quick question.
Yeah.
How much pressure is on Obama to choose her? I understand there are people possibly talking about starting petitions to kind of push him into putting her on the ticket.
I think there's going to be some pressure, but at the end of the day, if he caves because he's pressured to put her in, he looks weak. So this is a really tricky dance they're going to be doing.
It'll be interesting to watch.
Indeed.
Thank you, Tim.
You can get complete coverage of your Vote 2008 online anytime at kptv.com. Just go to the left side of our homepage, click on the Your Vote tab, and you'll find the latest stories from the campaign trail, along with information about the candidates and the conventions. It's all at kptv.com. Tonight, Clackamas County deputies are on the hunt for 3 of Fox 12's most wanted after a home invasion robbery. Deputies say 3 armed men broke into a Colton man's home early this morning and kept a gun in the victim's face for 45 minutes while they ransacked his home. KPTV's Deborah Gill's live tonight at the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office with the victim's reaction.
Wayne, deputies do have some clues to go on tonight. The thieves left behind a backpack with duct tape and a very large knife. They hope you may help them find who did this. Tonight, the victim's home still shows signs of the mess left by the robbers.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I was scared.
Ryan says at about 2 this morning, he heard a sound and went to the front door. He says his dog that normally barks at everybody wasn't barking.
As soon as I unbolt the deadbolt, they kicked it open, pistol whipped me on the top of my head, laid me down on my living room floor right in front of my TV and had just the gun stuffed in my face, and you say, word, you're dead.
Ryan recently got $15,000 in a settlement. He says the armed intruders knew about it and demanded to have it.
And I'm like, look, man, my house is small, tear it apart. I don't have thousands of dollars sitting in my house.
Ryan says he stayed calm while one man kept him on the floor with a gun to him, and the other 2 men ransacked his house. He says they asked for his keys and ripped through his truck as well, taking an iPod. Back in the house, they took his large flat-screen TV, $275 from his wallet, a PlayStation 3, and hats and clothing. He says they called each other by name.
He's like, Miguel, Joe. He's like, we got to get out of here. And then the Miguel guy was like, yeah, Mike, let's go.
Ryan says they got a cell phone call and then said Christina called. He believes she drove the getaway car. Ryan says he's sure he doesn't know the men who broke in and robbed him, but tonight he's feeling betrayed by someone he may have once trusted.
Someone that I know told him. They knew way too much about me. I hope they go to jail.
Now, the robber called Mike is a white man, 20 to 25 years old, about 5 foot 11 inches tall, with a very large stomach and short brown hair. The robber called Joe is a white man, 20 to 25 years old, 6 to 6 foot 2 inches tall, and a thin build. The robber called Miguel is a Hispanic man, 20 to 25 years old, about 5 foot 6 inches tall, with a medium build. We're told they got away in a dark-colored, full-size pickup, possibly with a canopy. Deputies are hoping anyone with information will give them a call. Live in Clackamas tonight, Deborah Gill, the 10 o'clock news.
There's major damage at a local country club, and tonight the vandal is Fox 12's most wanted. It happened this morning at the Oswego Lake Country Club. From Air 12, you can see the damage to the lawn of the club. Workers say someone got on the grounds and then drove in circles in that area there that's not maintained. The driver also damaged neighboring yards. The golf club superintendent says the vandal did not damage any fairways. The sign that used to welcome visitors to a somewhat controversial park in Clark County is missing tonight, and some believe vandals are to blame. Measuring 4 feet by 8 feet, the notice for Jefferson Davis Park is now gone. Brent Jacobs sent us a picture he shot of the sign before it disappeared. There it is there. Clark County deputies think it was stolen sometime between Saturday night and Sunday morning. The park is named after the former Confederate president and also houses a highway marker in his honor. A reward may be offered for that sign.
After a 2-month investigation, Battleground Police say they've arrested a suspected drug dealer. Officers arrested Scott Norgard late this morning during a traffic stop on North Parkway Avenue. Fox 12 also went to his home this evening. Police say that an investigation into area heroin sales led them to Norgard. He is charged with delivery of heroin.
Now, Portland's first weather at 10.
I'm Mark Nelson here in the First Live Local Weather Center. Well, the number for today, I think, is the wind speed, 26 miles per hour. There was a peak gust this afternoon. We had a cold front move through, but not much left in the way of showers. Take a look at our live radar at this hour, and you notice pretty much the only showers are falling in the Coast Range and the west slopes of the Cascades. Well, we did have record rainfall in Portland today. You know that if you were out there for the morning commute. We had just under 3/4 of an inch of rain so far. Now the chilly air has moved in. In fact, temperatures in some spots like McMinnville already down in the 40s. We've got a cool forecast, some sunshine, but also some rain. We'll let you know how that lines up with the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
The 10 o'clock news is just getting started.
Coming up, caught on camera, a local goat tries to hitch a ride on a TriMet bus. How workers rounded it up to make room for paying passengers. Showing your beaver pride could make you the victim of identity theft. Who's at risk after a security breach at a local bookstore? It's the first thing you do in an emergency, but what if it fails?
It was just scary because I tried dialing 911 twice, and both times it didn't work.
Fox 12 investigators look into why a family's calls to 911 didn't go through and what you should do to make sure your call for help is heard. The bird flu hits an American poultry farm. So what does this mean for your next chicken dinner? And it's a dream come true for a local band opening up for a country superstar. Why tonight's hometown performance is music to their ears.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local. Final auditions before Vegas, and we've saved the best for last. Ow! So you think you can dance. Wednesday at 8 on Fox 12 Oregon.
When Rick comes home, we're gonna buy our first house.
But we're not wasting any time searching for a perfect place.
Now's a great time to buy a home. From wherever you are in the world, RE/MAX.com lets you view all the listings in thousands of cities and towns, so you can find your perfect place. Welcome home. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
Partisan fighting, gridlock. That's Washington's answer to your problems, not mine. I get it. I'm Gordon Smith, and I've shown a better way. Thinking independently, working with Democrats and Republicans. I approve this ad because no matter who our next president is, him or her, I'll find common ground for the change we need.
Senator Gordon Smith, common ground for the common good.
He's always claimed innocence until now. Why what accused eco-terrorist Trey Arrow had to say in court today may seem a bit out of character. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news, First Live Local.
Bite the big one, the Mondo Burrito at Taco Del Mar. These burritos speak for themselves. Over a pound of slow-cooked meat, rice, beans, and cheese rolled in a warm tortilla that says, bite me. Bite one today for just $4.99 at a Taco Del Mar near you.
You're serious about your business. You do whatever it takes to make it succeed, such as getting your voice and internet services from Quest, the choice of 95% of the Fortune 500. Even though you're not part of the Fortune 500. Yet. Get a voice and internet bundle for your business, all for just $82 a month. To order, call 1-888-99-QUEST. Be sure to ask about our price for life guarantee and free tech installation with high-speed internet. Get Quest. Get nimble.
A comfortable seat makes all the difference. Right now at Furniture Outlet, get 2 quality recliners for 1 low price. It's our Father's Day sale for a limited time. Furniture Outlet. Brand name furniture. Outlet prices.
It just takes 12 minutes on Fox 12 to get all the news, weather, and traffic you need to start your day. And this morning was no exception.
Definitely one of those mornings where everybody is running a little bit behind schedule here. A couple cars involved in the crash.
A beautiful June morning right there. That just says June.
12 on 12 on Good Day, Oregon. Tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
Could it be the waddling bandit? A Portland man's behind bars and linked to more than 15 bank robberies that happened all across Oregon and Washington. FBI agents arrested Dante DaPologna in April after a robbery at a bank in Springfield. But according to court documents, that may be just the tip of the iceberg. KPTV's Kevin Corey joins us live from Beaverton now. So, Kevin, does the FBI believe that this is the person known as the waddling bandit?
Well, Wayne, the FBI spokesperson I talked to tonight wouldn't go quite that far, but I can tell you these court documents do link Dante DaPologna to some of the same robberies the waddling bandit was behind. That includes a heist at this Umpqua bank. And tonight, people who know Dante DaPologna are stunned.
And he always walked his little dog with sweatpants and everything. And then he rode his bike, and then his daughter would walk off. I mean, for 4 years he's been in this neighborhood.
And for the past 4 years, Bonnie Limpetillo and her neighbors never suspected a thing. In fact, they say Dante DaPologna, who lived in this apartment, was nothing but friendly.
I thought he was retired and lived a life of leisure, maybe.
I don't know. It looked leisurely to me.
But the FBI now says 62-year-old Dapolonia was leading a secret life, a life that was uncovered after a bank robbery in Springfield this April. According to court documents, Dapolonia was caught with more than $3,000. Later, FBI agents raided his Northeast Portland apartment. Again, neighbors were watching.
They brought out computer stuff, they brought out hearts, but they had handcuffs and guns.
And the Springfield robbery may have been one of many. Dapolonia is a suspect in more than a dozen robberies, all of them once linked to a man dubbed the Waddling Bandit. And prosecutors say Dapolonia's daughter and ex-wife positively identified him in at least 9 different surveillance photos. The Waddling Bandit case has taken several twists and turns. Last October, agents arrested Bob Christie for those robberies, but agents later admitted they had the wrong man. Now neighbors wonder if the FBI has the right man and can't believe he may have been living right next door the whole time.
You know, there was nothing that made the guy fearsome or unpleasant in any way. He was, as far as I knew, a good neighbor who was out walking his dog.
Now, Dapolonia has no criminal history and, according to the FBI, once worked for Clark County's 911 system. Now, neighbors tell us that he never appeared to have any expensive cars or anything that would indicate he had much money at all. Reporting live in Beaverton, Kevin Kawari, the 10 o'clock news.
Accused eco-terrorist Trey Arrow has pleaded guilty to arson charges. Federal prosecutors indicted Arrow in 2002 for the fire bombings of cement and logging trucks in the Portland area. After his arrest in Canada 4 years ago, Arrow fought extradition back to the U.S. He finally returned to Portland this spring and pleaded not guilty to arson and attempted arson. But today, Arrow pleaded guilty to 2 of the charges. He got a total of 6.5 years in prison. He will get credit for time served. Now, if he'd been convicted of all of the original counts, he could have spent the rest of his life behind bars.
A crash at a car lot causes damage to several parked cars and trucks. It happened about 2:30 this afternoon at the United Motors used car lot on Southeast 82nd in Portland. Take a look. These are some pictures of the crash from the Your News tipster, Jennifer Thomas. The owner of this United Motors says that a pickup truck smashed into the car lot and then hit 10 parked cars and trucks. One man who works across the street heard everything.
But what I heard first was just a boom. I knew something had happened. I looked out and I saw the truck just starting to rest on that Eclipse, the red car over there.
Police arrested this man, Dennis Deaton, on suspicion of drunk driving. A Gresham police officer is recovering tonight after this crash. Your News tipster Ashley Stevens sent us these pictures of the wreck. Gresham police officer Brian Hollenbeck was driving on Highway 26 on his way to help another officer about 6:30 tonight. They say that's when he lost control and then hit that pole. He went to the hospital with minor injuries and is in fair condition.
A freeloading passenger tried to sneak a ride on a TriMet bus, and the crime was caught on camera. But the freeloader was a pet pygmy goat named Poppy, who busted out of her pen and tried to make a clean getaway on the bus. KPTV's Jim Hyde shows us how crews wrangled Poppy and brought her home.
You cannot ride TriMet without a ticket or a pass, especially if you are a goat. One of those animals tried to ride a bus in Southeast Portland last night. It's back home with its owner. The goat's conversation with the driver must have gone something like this before she called for help.
A goat is on our bus. We need them all. Okay. And is the goat attended or? Nope. He decided to go up to the bus, and when she opened the door, he jumped on. Okay. So on the bus. Okay. This is excellent. Okay.
Pygmies tend to be extremely friendly, socialized towards humans.
Which is apparently true with this 47-pound adult female goat. Still, a police officer brought her here to the animal shelter.
I didn't have the correct fare, but...
That's what the note the cop attached to the goat said. Unaccompanied animals don't belong on the bus. They should stay in the yard with their owner.
No sign of her at all. I walked up the on-ramp because I was terrified that she had got on the freeway.
The owner says she got her goat as a present last Friday, but the goat figured out how to open the gate. She made it from Dean's house about 10 blocks to the bus stop at Southeast Foster and I-205.
Where, Bussy?
Bussy is what the folks at Animal Control called her. Then they saw the real owner's missing goat ad on Craigslist. Real name, Poppy, a pygmy goat who'll be staying closer to home henceforward.
Usually she's real vocal, but since we got back, she's just been real quiet. She didn't make a sound the whole time in the car on the way home.
Poppy, the pygmy goat, is back home in its Southeast Portland yard tonight. It's had an exhausting 24 hours. Jim Hyde, The 10 o'clock news.
Still to come tonight, it's an animal shelter mix-up that cost one family their pet.
Still ahead, why workers euthanized their pet even though they knew the family was coming in to claim them.
Also, they are some of the most unbelievable pictures that we've ever seen. We're going to show you what's behind this crash that sent bike races flying up into the air.
And if you bought dear old dad some college gear for Father's Day, your identity could be at risk. The important warning from a local college bookstore up next.
And the showers have ended for now. We still have partly cloudy skies. It's getting chilly. And look at that snow level, 4,800 feet. It's going to go a little bit lower tonight. Kind of rare for it to go that low in June. And we've got more of that wet weather on the way. We're going to sort out the details as we head into the Grand Floral Parade weekend coming up.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
It's time for June Bugs, one of the biggest cash and car giveaways ever from Spirit Mountain Casino. During June Bugs, come in and play, and you could win one of 4 VW Bugs. Plus, we're giving away over $300,000 in cash and prizes. Remember to use your Coyote Club card because the more you play, the more chances you have to win. 4 VW Bugs and $300,000 in cash and prizes. It must be June Bugs. Exclusively at Spirit Mountain Casino. Hurry in and play today.
Why do the best new cars make the best used cars? Because when it's a Toyota certified used vehicle from your Toyota dealer, it's certified by Toyota technicians. It also comes with a vehicle history report, a 160-point inspection, and has a great warranty. And right now, get 2.9% APR financing for up to 66 months on a certified used Sequoia or Tundra. Toyota certified used vehicles, because the best new cars make the best used cars. Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
Still tonight, see what makes the Fox 12 final cut.
If you call 911, will your call go through? What a local family says you need to know to make sure you're safe.
Plus, an irreversible mistake, why one animal shelter has to rework the way they euthanize their animals.
And an underage rager, you won't believe what cops confiscated at just one after-prom party.
These stories and more tonight in the Fox 12 final cut.
Hi, Ronnie's phone here. Ronnie's not going to answer because he's a dillweed. See, Ronnie doesn't have AT&T, so he's basically got 0 bars in this dump. So although you've called like 30 times about Motorhead tickets tonight, he's not calling you back.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places. Get our exclusive Walkman phone for only $29.99 and get one free.
Now, Jill's a music lover and an OnPoint member. She joined a few years back just by opening a checking account. Since then, OnPoint's helped her save for college, buy her first car, even save up enough for that fancy new computer. That's what it's all about, really, getting what you need and making the most of what you got. So you have more time and more money to do whatever it is you love to do. So keep singing, Jill. You're a member of OnPoint Community Credit Union.
This news segment is brought to you by Arby's.
Arby's is saving the world from ordinary fast food with our 2 for $5 Market Fresh Toasted Subs. We pledge to give your taste buds a break from boredom with a sub made fresh to order from the freshest ingredients. We pledge to serve up thinly sliced oven-roasted meats and cheese and pile them high on toasted ciabatta bread. And at 2 for $5, you can fill your stomach without emptying your wallet with our French dip and Swiss, the classic Italian, turkey bacon club, or the Philly beef. Pick up 2 for $5 at the drive-thru. A deal so good you'll say, I'm thinking Arby's.
Only on 12 tonight, we hear from the troubled college basketball player who's been invited to a draft workout with the Trailblazers.
Seattle native C.J. Giles has already been dismissed by 2 college teams in the past 2 years. Tonight, KPTV's Matt Smith sat down with Giles, and he now joins us live. Matt?
Yeah, Wayne, given the amount of effort the Blazers have recently invested in cleaning up the team's image, their decision to take a look at C.J. Giles has certainly raised a few eyebrows. We caught up with Giles and Tiger tonight during a workout with former Trailblazer Jerome Kersey. Giles is signed with the agency Kersey Works for, Premier Sports International. Now, a year and a half ago, Giles was dismissed by the Kansas Jayhawks for, quote, a pattern of irresponsible behavior and disrespect for team rules. He experienced a similar dismissal this past January at Oregon State. But those around Giles say he's intent on changing his ways. Tonight, CJ told me if he had to do it all over again, he'd certainly do things differently.
Oh, I'll do it totally different, but it's like I said before, I can't really do nothing about the past, just move on and take it and learn from it, and I think that's what I really have done, is learn from every mistake I made and know from now on what I could do to change my whole life.
It's right here. It's right now, because you're not going to get a lot of chances after that. You know, his past is going to dictate that, and it's time for him to show people that he's not that guy that you hear about all the time.
We'll have plenty more on the C.J. Giles story Sunday night at 11 on Oregon Sports Final. With 4 draft selection, the Blazers are scheduled to work out 51 players over the next 3 weeks. No telling if C.J. Giles will be one of those selections. Reporting live, Matt Smith, the 10 o'clock news.
Well, tonight it's a chilly night out there. You know that. I think temperatures will bottom out in the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. Now, I know also a bunch of you may plan on camping out along the parade route on Friday night. Could be a problem when we look at the weather maps. I'll explain why coming up.
Is it a solution to keep vandals away or a sign of disrespect? Why one family is fighting mad over this fence at a cemetery.
Your cereal, candy, soda may all start to look a little paler, while the FDA is considering banning artificial coloring in our food.
And we'll check out the health inspections at some of your favorite restaurants to see if you are in danger of dirty dining.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
For a great local job? Here are a few Northwest jobs from Fox 12 Oregon, powered by JobDango.com. In Portland, Saw Cutters Northwest is hiring a concrete saw operator. In Sherwood, Product Manufacturing is hiring a CNC lathe journeyman. And in Grand Ronde, Spirit Mountain Gaming is hiring food and beverage hosts and hostesses. For details on these local jobs and thousands more, or to advertise your jobs, go to KPTV.com and click on Northwest Jobs at the left side of our homepage.
We are so excited about this Dads and Grads deal. Hey, Dad? Guess who's getting the most HD movies? We are.
You know, you don't need a dad or grad to get this deal.
Oh. You should tell people that.
It's the Dads and Grads HD movie event. Get the most HD movies and free stars when you sign up for the Comcast Triple Play. Offer ends soon.
Brakes. The most important system in your car. If you're experiencing symptoms of worn brakes, noise or grinding, pulsation, brake grab, or if your brake pedal needs excessive pressure, come into Les Schwab for a free brake inspection. If your brakes need service, we do it right, we do it complete. Repairing, resurfacing, replacing, and adjusting. All backed by our full parts and labor guarantee. Les Schwab Brake Service. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
A surprise that's out of this world, how a group of stormtroopers are helping to make a local boy's wish come true. It's ahead on the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
If you own a Toyota, chances are you bought it from us at Beaverton Toyota.
And so recently, we went out and up to thank each and every one of you.
Thank you for buying with Beaverton Toyota.
Thanks, everybody.
And thanks for using our website, beavertontoyota.com.
Thanks again. You didn't think we were going door to door.
Beaverton Toyota.
We have a Toyota for everyone.
Thank you. How you doing?
Oh, fine, thank you.
9, please.
Don't like stopping? Starting June 4th, you can fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Portland to Denver for just $69 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
I love it.
Yeah, this is the one. Dude, you're gonna need a new roof. Have you thought about that plumbing, electrical upgrades? Ouch.
She's gonna sink another 20 grand into that kitchen.
Would you rather spend your time fixing an old home or enjoying an energy-efficient, healthier, and better-built new Tradition home? The 20th anniversary new Tradition home includes granite countertops, stainless appliances, and is third-party certified. Up to a $10,000 value free.
Building homes for life.
Tonight, thousands of customers may be victims of a high-tech threat targeted by thieves after placing online orders at the Oregon State University bookstore. School officials say scammers appear to have made fraudulent charges on credit card accounts. An estimated 4,700 people could be affected. People soon began flooding the bookstore with phone calls and emails after noticing suspicious charges. The general manager says they immediately shut down the servers. State police say the security breach originated outside the university, but they're not sure where.
On Dirty Dining tonight, we bring you the health scores for restaurants around the area. KPTV's Carrie Tomlinson joins us live now from the Fox 12 kitchen.
Yes, we go through stacks and stacks of health reports for you to find you highs and lows for restaurants, and this is what we have for tonight.
The first one had a high score a few years back. The Blue Monk in Southeast Portland was on Dirty Dining for its perfect score of 100. Now it's at 75 out of 100 at its April inspection. Another 75 at the same time goes to the New Cafe restaurant on 82nd in Clackamas. Below 70 is failing. And edging closer to that mark is Thai Orchid on Cornell in Beaverton. Some highs now. Pata Negra on Northwest 23rd in Portland receives 2 perfect scores from the health department. The IKEA restaurant at the IKEA store near the Portland airport also gets 2 100s in a row. However, the Azteca Mexican restaurant in Kelso gets 3 top scores, one right after the other.
And if you would like to see some scores of your own, you can check them out on our website, kptv.com. Live in the Fox 12 kitchen, Carrie Tomlinson, the 10 o'clock news.
A mild strain of bird flu is forcing Tyson Foods to kill some 15,000 chickens in Arkansas. The country's second largest chicken producer says it's testing other area flocks, but stresses there is no risk to the health of people. However, the news did cause the company's shares to fall today. The affected chickens do not have the highly contagious and deadly strain of bird flu that has killed people around the world.
In tonight's Health Watch, a consumer advocacy group wants to ban certain artificial food colorings because they say they may cause hyperactivity and behavior problems in kids. The group has asked the FDA to ban 8 artificial colorings. They asked today, they say controlled studies done in the past 30 years show children's behavior gets worse when they eat food with some artificial dyes. The additives are particularly popular in cereals, candies, sodas, and snack foods for kids. The FDA says they don't have any evidence that dyes aren't safe for the general population.
Fox 12 Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson joins us now. Sean and I have decided to call this month Junerary.
Oh, now come on, that's a little bit
or
negative.
February.
See how much free time they have in the evenings? That's clever, though. Creativity, A+ there.
June gloom, though. I mean, you know, we know June gloom.
But, you know, at least today was refreshing. Once the cold front passed through, we got finished with the downpours.
In other words, once we were at work.
Yeah, once we went to work, then we had the sun breaks, and it was refreshing. No, when I was walking across the parking lot, it looked kind of refreshing, and it was cool. I'll give you that. Okay, let's take a look outside. We got some more of that coming up, a mixture of some sun and a whole bunch of showers in that 7-day forecast. If you're looking for a long stretch of warm, sunny weather like we had a few weeks back, I don't see that. There's our live view looking down at the river. At this point, it's dry here in Portland. Live radar shows just dry conditions, so we won't spend too much time there. There's just been a few sprinkles in the Coast Range and the Cascade foothills. But take a look at the rainfall totals here. That's really the big story. As I mentioned, we had a record here in Portland, 0.71 inches for the calendar day today. Some of that fell before midnight. So from 5 p.m. last night until, for most areas here, until right now, but these are the official through 5 p.m. numbers, about 3/4 of an inch here in Portland. That's a good soaking for June. We only get about, well, less than 3 times that number for the entire month of June on average. Astoria 0.94. I checked out a weather site in the Bull Run watershed. That's where our water supply comes from. 2.2 inches up there. That's at a place called North Fork. So big soaking west slopes of the Cascades. 67 here in Portland. We did make it up to that number eventually. 63 in Salem. These are the high temperatures. I don't think we're going to be as warm tomorrow because cooler air is moving in now. We're in the mid-50s here in Portland, but notice everybody else, upper 40s to right around 50 here in the western valleys. We'll be about 49 in Salem tonight, 46 in Newport, down around 40 in Baker City and Burns. But as I mentioned, well, we were at work this evening. You were maybe at home. Kind of a cool, breezy evening out there, a mixture of sun breaks, some cloud cover, a few light showers. Hopefully not too many baseball games canceled. Once again, it's been that sort of a season. But here's the big picture. We had a cold front move through. There's a second little disturbance right in here that's sitting just offshore. That'll move inland tonight. There's a pool of cool air over us. Strong westerly jet for this time of the year. Here's a bigger picture. And this cold pool is going to move off to the southeast the next 3 days. That's going to be replaced by another one coming in as we get into late Thursday and Friday. So another shot of rain coming in then. Tomorrow's kind of the in-between day. And then I think there'll be a break maybe Saturday afternoon. and another very cold trough comes in later Sunday and Monday. So we're going to stay in this pattern for a while. But cloud rain forecast shows some hope for tomorrow, a leftover shower in the morning, and then watch what happens as we go into the afternoon. I think it'll be a basically dry day tomorrow, just a chance for a shower and quite a few sun breaks like this afternoon. Thursday, though, different stories. That next system approaches Thursday, completely cloudy with afternoon rain. So Grand Floral Parade, what might we see as we get into Friday evening? I think the rain is going to pick up. So by Saturday morning, many of you camped out along the parade route here. I think it's going to be wet with morning showers and then a drier afternoon for parade day. Probably afternoon temperature on Saturday, 63. So if we get lucky, just a few light showers. But camping Friday night, I think is going to be very wet out along the parade route. East side for tomorrow, morning showers just in the mountains and pretty much dry. 38 at Timberline in the Cascades tomorrow, 44 Government Camp. Rain and snow showers, but not sticking down at pass elevation, or if it does, it'll just be on the trees and the vegetation on the side. West side for tomorrow, just showers scattered in the morning. Most of us west side are going to be dry. 64 at Hillsboro tomorrow, 63 at Lake Oswego. Mainly dry on the west side of town. Can't rule out a shower. Better chance for a brief morning shower, Troutdale, Gresham, and Sandy over near the Cascade west slopes. So 7 a.m. in Portland tomorrow, I think it'll be about 50 degrees, 58 by noon. Just a chance for a morning shower here in the city. Lots of afternoon sunshine mixed in. Temperature, though, below average for this time of the year, 64. On average, we're right around 70 or so. As I said, though, later Thursday and Friday looks kind of wet and windy. Notice that high temperature Friday, struggling to hit 60. A little drier by Sunday, and then a very cold weather system comes in. Lots of showers Monday and Tuesday. We've made that forecast quite a bit wetter than it looked at 4 p.m. 4:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, the time for more weather information on Good Day Oregon, starting at 4:30, goes through 9 a.m.
In tonight's Final Cut, things you don't expect, like people stealing from drug dealers, especially when the people doing the stealing are the cops. It might come as an unexpected surprise to find out a cemetery where your relatives are buried has put up a fence. But it probably would be shocking if that fence was built right on top of their graves. And everyone expects to use their cell phone to call for help in an emergency. But what if it didn't work? Tonight, we will give you the 411 on the problems with cell phones calling 911. The Final Cut is next. Then, new at 11, you think your child's car seat is keeping them safe. You don't expect it could be doing the exact opposite. Find out the hidden dangers that have nothing to do with how it does in a crash. And don't forget, you can send in your news tips, video, and pictures anytime in through our website at kptv.com. The Final Cut is next.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
Yeah, grocery outlet sells major brand name groceries at prices so low it's like moving back in with your parents. Only no one will make you eat your vegetables, but if you want, we do carry fresh veggies too. Grocery outlet, bargains only.
To the lodge, the Great Wolf Lodge. They've got lots of water. They've got lots of fun. They've got lots of everything for
an unforgettable family getaway is waiting for your whole pack at the Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge. The hottest deals of summer are happening right now at Great Wolf Lodge Grand Mound, located just south of Olympia, but only for a limited time. Details at greatwolf.com.
It looks perfect.
I know. And look, the river practically comes right up to the house.
It is pretty, but there are some insurability issues that we should talk about.
A realtor sees things we don't. Go to OregonRealtorVision.org to find out how their guidance can help you.
Accused of stealing from drug dealers instead of arresting them. How a crooked copper ring was busted wide open. Next, in the Fox 12 Final Cut.
Thank you, Portland, for making us #1. Hi, I'm Sherry with Mattress World, and over the past 12 years, with your support, we've become the #1 mattress store in Portland, and we owe you a big thanks. As a local company, we strive to give back to the community and to you. We were the first store in town to give you the lowest price guarantee to make sure you get the right mattress without paying too much. From all of us at Mattress World, we want to thank you for making us #1.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
With our 30 minutes, we reenacted a medieval war.
There was no Domino's in the 14th century.
But each of these pizzas was only $4.
Rubbish!
Domino's. You got 30 minutes.
Here it comes.
Another huge deal from Domino's. Introducing the Domino's $4 pizza deal.
You got 3 or more 10-inch pizzas for just $4 each.
You got them hot.
You got them to your door.
You got your order online.
You got pizza tracker.
When it came time to get my carpet cleaned, Simple and Quick sounded pretty good. But apparently Simple and Quick didn't mean doing a great job. I had to call Stanley Steamer for that. What a difference. Stanley Steamer moved my furniture, they took the time they needed, and they did a superior job.
Time to get your carpet cleaned? Call today about our 109 special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets carpet cleaner.
Stand by the final cut in 3, 2, 1, cue 'em.
The Final Cut begins with news across America tonight, and tearful family reunions are underway in Texas after the state Supreme Court ruled on that polygamist compound case.
How do you feel about getting the kids back?
Oh, wonderful. That's awesome.
A judge signed an order clearing the way for hundreds of kids to leave foster care with their parents yesterday. The state Supreme Court found that the original seizure in April was not justified. Now, to prevent future raids, the sect says it will make sure that marriages only involve people who are of legal age.
2 men are facing charges in connection with a shootout that killed a pregnant woman at a crime-ridden apartment complex in Philadelphia. Police say a stray bullet hit Bobby Booker in the head on Sunday night. She died at a hospital early this morning. Police say that Booker was injured while her boyfriend was shooting a gun through a window at another man outside. Investigators believe that suspect then returned fire and accidentally hit Booker. Neighbors say crime is abundant in that area.
Tear the building down. Everybody need to relocate. Tear the building down.
Mayor talking how trying to get the guns off the street. Well, yeah, he's trying. He needs to try harder.
Police arrested Booker's boyfriend and the other man involved in the suspected shootout. Booker was 4 months pregnant and had 2 other children. To Chicago now, where detectives are trying to figure out if a beloved special education teacher was gunned down by mistake. Erica Price was sitting in her car shortly after midnight on Sunday when someone shot her in the head. She died later that day at the hospital. Prince was parked outside of a home waiting for one of her daughters and a relative to come outside. Police say it's possible that shooting began as a carjacking or robbery, but they also think that someone may have mistaken Prince's car for someone else's. 9 men, including 4 veteran Chicago police officers, are accused of stealing cocaine, money, and guns from drug dealers. Police say the cops were caught on tape talking about the crimes. Investigators say they would pull over suspected drug dealers, then steal from them instead of arresting them. The tapes come from a wiretap on Officer Broderick Jones's personal cell phone, which prosecutors say he used to recruit other cops, telling them they could earn thousands of dollars.
So if he come that way, it's good. But if not, y'all got to be around this way somewhere. So when he woo-wop, follow him, boom, woo-wop. They're going to be right there.
Now, prosecutors say that woo-wopping means stealing kilos of cocaine from drug dealers. A jury found Jones guilty. He's now serving 25 years in prison. Another officer pleaded guilty to the charges today, and 2 other officers are still awaiting trial.
It is a pet owner's worst nightmare. A Texas man says an animal shelter euthanized his dog by mistake. Now he's suing the city. Sean Snyder says animal control officers picked up his 3-year-old pooch Amicus after he escaped from the yard on May 8th. Now, the family arranged to get their lab mix on the 16th because they needed to wait until payday so they could afford the recovery fees. But when the Snyders showed up, employees told them they'd already euthanized Amicus. A worker apparently didn't notice an entry on the dog's record saying the owners would be in to claim him. Now Snyder has filed a claim against the city.
They can't bring my dog back. You know, there's no way for them to bring my dog back. And I know enough about politics to know that if you want to hurt somebody that messed up, hit them in the pocketbook.
Now, the shelter admits it made a mistake, and employees say they are taking steps to make sure it won't happen again. A Florida family's upset tonight after they say the city put up a fence right on top of the graves of their loved ones. George Crow's parents are buried at the cemetery in the city of Lake Helen. The city put up a fence at the cemetery to keep vandals out. The Crow family says it's all well and good, but the fence shouldn't sit on top of their family members.
He was buried in 1951. She was buried in 56. And as we're looking back here, the fence is right over the top of the caskets.
Now, the city says it tested that area where the Crows' graves are, and the graves are well within the fence line. City officials say if they discover any of the graves are compromised, they will move that fence.
Cops raid an after-prom party in Vermont, and tonight dozens of high school students from New Jersey are facing charges. Police raided 3 rental homes in Vermont on Friday night, and they say they found 18 kegs of beer, 5 cases of beer, 8 bottles of vodka, and even some pot.
It was just like a lot of chaos and like everyone like not really knowing what to do or anything.
Students say the party's an annual tradition after prom. Now 62 of them are facing charges, which could mean a $300 fine and also some community service work. Now, the owner of those rental homes could also be fined. Police are trying to track down the person who also bought that alcohol, and that person could even face jail time. 2 news around the world tonight. 1 person is dead. 10 others are hurt after a drunk driver plowed into a group of bicyclists. We want to warn you, some of the pictures you're about to see are graphic. That accident happened back on Sunday near the U.S. and Mexico border. And police say that a drunk driver fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into a bike race. Cops say the drunk driver is an American who lives in Brownsville, Texas. He is now facing several charges. Coming up new at 11, a local businessman is in hot water tonight in connection with child porn. See how federal investigators caught him and why they think that he used his work from his computer in the illegal acts. A salmonella outbreak is spreading across the nation. What could be to blame and what you need to watch out for. Also, an Oregon mom wants answers tonight about why her son was duct taped to his chair at school. Find out what the school has to say about the accused teacher. Plus, why some experts say that you should not give in to those credit card reward programs. All of those stories and more coming up tonight, new at 11.
Tonight, the Fox 12 investigators are uncovering some frightening facts about something you might consider a security blanket. A lot of families have dropped their landlines altogether, and instead they have every member just carry a cell phone. But what happens if those cell phones can't dial 911? KPTV's Deborah Gill talks with a family whose emergency calls did not go through and has some information every family needs to know.
The Gates family bought a cell phone to be their contact with the world and a way to reach help in times of emergency.
We have 2 little ones, so you never know.
But while out on the basketball court of their Salem apartment complex, their 2-year-old daughter Peyton fell and hit her head on the concrete.
At first she seemed fine, and then we noticed that her back started stiffening up and she started leaning back, her eyes started rolling in the back of her head and was not responsive.
Carrie grabbed her Cricket cell phone.
It was just scary because I tried dialing 911 twice, and both times it didn't work.
Which is a horrible way to find out that your cell phone can't connect to 911.
Finally, a neighbor reached 911 for them.
Our child could have possibly died. So, I mean, if we had been out in the middle of nowhere and it wouldn't have worked, you know, she might not be here. It's still upsetting.
Thomas then called the Cricket call center to get some answers.
The representative told me that you have to request to have 911 on your cell phone, and that we didn't request it, and that he would turn it on right there.
The next week, someone stole the Gates car. They used their Cricket cell phone to call 911 again. This time, it did go through. We contacted Cricket managers in California for an explanation. They told Fox 12 Cricket processes millions of calls daily in Oregon without incident, including 911 calls. And this is the first time we've received word of this kind of issue. But as the Fox 12 investigators discovered, the Gates 911 call that didn't go through isn't the first. A Consumer Reports survey 2 years ago shows that 1 in 25 callers never connected to 911 when they needed to.
Whether you've paid for service or not, if you dial 911, it is going to go through to 911.
911, do you need fire, medical, or police?
Federal law requires all phones to be able to connect to 911, so we decided to put it to the test. We took this phone with battery power but no service and dialed 911. Our call went through, but emergency officials warn in the event of an emergency, a cell phone may not be the way to go.
It is a terrible situation. But cell phones are not the most reliable way to try and get a hold of 911. Most reliable is your landline.
The Gates realize this and now have a landline as well, but still want to warn others of the possible problem.
It's scary. I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
In Salem, Deborah Gill, the 10 o'clock news.
And if you have something you'd like the Fox 12 investigators to check out, just go to kptv.com. On the left side of the page, you'll find the Fox 12 investigators tab. You'll find past investigations as well as a spot for you to email your story ideas. You can find it all online at kptv.com. And that's tonight's Final Cut.
Still to come, star power comes to the Clark County Amphitheater, and we're not just talking about Kenny Chesney, how some local contest winners warmed up the crowd tonight, and why that's such a dream come true. Next.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local. Win a Hawaiian vacation. It's easier than doing the hula. Just watch the 4 o'clock news weekday afternoons on Fox 12 Oregon. That's when we'll lay the song of the day on you. Listen for that song on the new 99.5 The Wolf between 7 and 7 the next weekday. Be the 12th caller, and you'll be the big kahuna, big winner.
Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, don't you wait so long. Let your hair hang down. Ooh. Baby, let your hair hang down. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Summer weather. Family, friends, could only mean one thing. It's time to fire up the grill and throw on some thick, juicy, and oh-so-tender steaks. The sizzle, that incredible flavor. At a time like this, there's only one steak to use. USDA choice beef from your Fred Meyer Meat Market. And if you're looking for a natural option, try Private Selection USDA choice all-natural steaks. Come on, what are you waiting for? Fire up the grill.
Think your child's safety seat is safe? Are you sure? See why how it performs in a crash is not the only thing you need to worry about coming up on the 11 o'clock news. First, live, local.
I've had asthma for 15 years.
I've had it for 5 years.
I've had it for 12 years.
But I just found out what the problem really is.
My symptoms kept coming back.
Kept coming back until I found out how to help prevent them.
The real problem was I wasn't treating both main causes of asthma symptoms.
Airway constriction I feel and inflammation I may not.
I thought my controller was treating both, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't preventing my symptoms.
So my doctor prescribed Advair. Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death. So Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at advair.com.
Next time on Better, we go one-on-one with actress Jamie Lee Curtis, plus the problems women face when they can't say no. Tomorrow at 9 on Fox 12 Oregon.
The Duct Tape Patrol is out on the streets tonight enforcing a city ordinance about saving seats for the Grand Floral Parade. After complaints last year that people were saving places as early as Memorial Day, the city decided to limit the practice. The ordinance passed last year, and it says no saving places until 24 hours before the parade. That means Friday, 10 a.m. at the earliest, but a Portland police spokesman says officers will not be patrolling for violators. Some city workers will, and they can hand out fines of up to $100.
It was good news for Star Wars fans and one local little boy in downtown Portland today. Star Wars stormtroopers swarmed Pioneer Courthouse Square to get a 6-year-old cancer patient ready to go to Star Wars weekend in Florida. Other Star Wars characters, including Princess Leia, were there. Owen Miller leaves tomorrow as part of the Make-A-Wish program. His dad says the stormtroopers were a great surprise.
The last few months have been really hard because we've been in the hospital so much and doing chemotherapy and radiation. And it's nice to have, this is a celebration of all the hard work that went into that.
I think that was Darth Vader back there, and I saw Chewbacca. Owen Miller's in remission now, we're happy to say. The Make-A-Wish Foundation gives away about 13,000 wishes every year. That translates to about 1 wish every 40 minutes. If you would like to help the foundation, we have a link at kptv.com.
What an experience for that little guy. Well, it was the performance of a lifetime for one local band. The band Cloverdale won a contest and got the honor of opening for Kenny Chesney at his concert tonight at the Clark County Amphitheater. They won the gig in a recent Battle of the Bands competition. We caught up with them after the show and asked them how it went.
Woo! We're so excited.
Amazing.
So amazing.
Amazing.
Yes.
It went by way too fast.
Yeah.
Cloverdale has not signed a record deal yet, but they are hoping tonight's performance brings them one step closer to that goal.
New at 11, a local teacher is on leave tonight accused of duct taping a student to a chair. What the boy says he was doing when it happened.
And we've had some wet weather out there today, but we're going to take a look back a week, see how the forecasting went last week in the report card.
A local business owner is accused of distributing child porn using his work computer. We'll have the full story new at 11.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
This news segment is brought to you by Acura.
It moves at the speed of technology. 286 horsepower and real-time traffic. The Acura TL Type S. Time is the greatest luxury of all. Acura Advance.
Visit your Portland Salem Acura dealer for attractive financing for well-qualified customers.
Thank you, Portland, for making us #1. Hi, I'm Sherry with Mattress World, and over the past 12 years, with your support, we've become the #1 mattress store in Portland, and we owe you a big thanks. As a local company, we strive to give back to the community and to you. We were the first store in town to give you the lowest price guarantee to make sure you get the right mattress without paying too much. From all of us at Mattress World, we want to thank you for making us #1.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
That's what I'm talking about. Hi, I'm Chuck's phone. Chuck can't answer right now because Chuck's an idiot. He doesn't have AT&T, so he's got 0 bars in here. But by all means, keep calling about those basketball tickets you just won. We'll just keep shooting tiny hoops with the townies. Living a dream.
Teardrops. It's falling. It's like the weatherman.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
Look at him. He's everywhere. He's a machine.
Get our exclusive Walkman phone for only $29.99 and get one free.
When you want the whole story without the wait, the 4 o'clock news on Fox 12 Oregon. First, live, local in the afternoon.
All right, let's try some more. Who's ahead right now in tonight's high school game? There was a commotion at the mall a half hour ago. Any idea why? Let's try this. Give me any topic that you know anything about right now.
Kansas. Watermelon? The White House?
Do you need a news and information intervention? Go to OregonLive.com and get the latest real-time news, sports, weather, and entertainment happening right now, right here in Oregon.
Give me a berry rocket squeeze. Extra oxidants. Check that. Make it a double orange swirl with a shot of ginkgo. Oh, yeah.
Wish you could enjoy a real fruit smoothie without leaving your car? Well, now you can, because I'm mixing real fruit with non-fat yogurt to make 3 new refreshing flavors: strawberry banana, mango, and orange sunrise.
Real fruit smoothies. Now at Jack in the Box.
12 is pleased to offer your favorite Fox Network programs in high definition. Experience a new dimension in television on Fox 12 Oregon and Comcast Channel 712. Now on Fox 12 Oregon, this is the 11 o'clock news.
Tonight, the FBI says agents found some disturbing images on a Washington man's computer. See what neighbors have to say about the man accused of having child porn.
Also, an ingredient in your lunch tomorrow could make you sick. What food is being linked to a nationwide salmonella outbreak?
And caught on camera, a police arrest turns into a huge fight while dozens of people started throwing punches when we take you to the edge. I'm Shauna Parsons.
And I'm Wayne Garcia. Now here's a look at Fox 12's top stories. We begin with KPTV's Stephanie Kralovich live with what's new at 11.
A Woodland, Washington man faces federal child porn charges tonight. These court documents contain the disturbing details about what FBI agents say they found on a local business owner's work computer.
Pretty shocked, you know.
pretty shocked.
This warehouse in Woodland is home to Adams Industrial Coatings. It's a paint company owned by 45-year-old Dennis Adams. Neighbors say employees took the sign down yesterday. Following news, the FBI accused Adams of distributing child porn. Detectives say he committed the crimes while he was here at work.
They were also, pulling computers, and it was kind of a strange ordeal going on. It's a small community, and you don't want to see that in a small town, especially. You usually expect that to be in the bigger cities, but I guess it's everywhere.
Court documents say an FBI agent discovered Adams during an undercover child predator sting in early April. The agent says Adams was using a Yahoo chat room frequented by people interested in incest. During the course of 2 weeks, the agent says Adams sent her more than 100 pornographic images, and many of them included young girls between the ages of 7 and 12.
Makes me angry.
Carl Bong lives right across the street from Dennis Adams. He says news of his neighbor's arrest made him worry about the safety of his own young daughter.
From his balcony, he could see in my 13-year-old's bedroom. So, I don't know, with cameras nowadays, it bothered me.
Bong says he had no choice but to explain to his daughter the disturbing accusations against Adams.
Nowadays, we have to, make sure they know these things so they could protect themselves when we're not always around.
The FBI agent who conducted the online sting is based in Miami, Florida, so Adams will appear in federal court in Florida on June 12th. Reporting live from the Fox 12 Mobile Newsroom tonight, Stephanie Karlovich, the 11 o'clock news.
Tonight, a Portland man is linked to a high-profile bank robbery investigation, the Waddling Bandit case. FBI agents arrested Dante DaPologna after a robbery in Springfield in April, and now the agency says DaPologna is also a suspect in all of the Waddling Bandit robberies. You might remember the FBI arrested a man back in October in this case, but later admitted they had the wrong man. Well, now, according to court documents, DaPologna's ex-wife and his daughter both identified him in at least 9 different surveillance photos. Now, people who live in DaPologna's northeast Portland neighborhood say they never suspected a thing. They always thought of DaPologna as nothing but friendly. Reporting from Beaverton tonight, Kevin Kawari, the 11 o'clock news.
Tonight, Clackamas County deputies are looking for 3 armed men after a home invasion robbery. The men broke into a Colton man's home very early this morning. They held a gun to him while they ransacked his home and his truck looking for thousands of dollars in cash he'd just gotten in a settlement. They didn't find it, but took a flat-screen TV, iPod, PlayStation 3, and his wallet. But the victim says they used first names as they were leaving, and they left behind a backpack, duct tape, and a very large knife. Detectives are hoping someone out there knows something and will call them with information. In Clackamas tonight, Deborah Gill, the 11 o'clock news.
Accused eco-terrorist Trey Arrow will spend nearly 3 years behind bars. He's pleaded guilty to arson charges today. Federal prosecutors indicted Arrow back in 2002 for the fire bombings of cement and logging trucks in the Portland area. After spending several years in Canada in prison, Arrow finally returned to Portland this spring and pleaded not guilty to 6 arson charges as well as several attempted arson charges. But today, Arrow pleaded guilty to 2 of the original 6 charges against him, and he got a total of 6.5 years for his guilty plea. He will get credit, though, for time served.
There is big news in Your Vote 2008 tonight as Barack Obama claims the Democratic nomination. After voters cast their ballots in the final 2 primaries, Obama surpassed the number of delegates needed, even though Hillary Clinton won the South Dakota contest. For KPTV, Craig Boswell has more.
Barack Obama takes the stage in St. Paul, Minnesota for a victory party in a marathon primary campaign.
Tonight, I can stand here and say that I will be the Democratic nominee for the President of the United States of America.
It is a huge and historic step towards becoming the nation's first black president. His acceptance of the nomination comes exactly 5 months after his first win in Iowa against his rival, Hillary Clinton.
At this defining moment for our nation, we should be proud that our party put forth one of the most talented, qualified field of individuals ever to run for office.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton takes the stage in New York.
And I am committed to uniting our party so we move forward stronger and more ready than ever to take back the White House this November.
Her campaign chairman indicated earlier that she is interested in the vice presidential slot, but tonight she kept her future plans to herself.
This has been a long campaign, and I will be making no decisions tonight.
Republican nominee John McCain, who was speaking in New Orleans, wasted no time slamming Obama.
I don't seek the presidency on the presumption I'm blessed with such personal greatness that history has anointed me to save my country in its hour of need.
That was Craig Boswell reporting. Now, Obama is not taking McCain's comment lightly. He mentioned Senator McCain's name several times in his victory speech tonight, saying he is ready to debate. Now that Obama is stepping forward as the Democratic nominee, some Portlanders wonder whether he'll ask Clinton to join him on the ticket and if it would even work out. So tonight we asked local voters.
If they take into account what they think is best for the country, and if he thinks she's the best one for the job, then he should probably ask her.
That's where they trust each other. That's the real ticket, you know, because you got to trust your running mate.
Tonight, the vice chair of the Democratic Party of Oregon officially endorsed Obama.
Now to our top 3 national stories tonight, and the reunion of hundreds of children taken from a polygamist ranch in Texas. Many of the children had been sent to foster care facilities across that state, so families are traveling hundreds of miles to retrieve them. Before the parents leave with their kids, they're required to be photographed, and they have to agree to take parenting classes. They also have to agree not to leave the state without authorization. It's been nearly 10 months since 6 miners died after being trapped in a mine in Utah, and we are finally getting some new information about what happened. A new 53-page report says the Crandall Canyon mine collapse was bigger and faster than originally thought, and that the miners were likely killed immediately. Seismologists also say that the collapse was not triggered by a naturally occurring earthquake, and that contradicts what the mine's owner, Bob Murray, said about the collapse and the safety of the mine back then. At least 40 people are sick tonight after a salmonella outbreak in 9 states across the country. Health officials say it's been linked to uncooked tomatoes in Texas and New Mexico. People in Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Kansas, Idaho, Illinois, and Indiana have become sick, but the Centers for Disease Control has not connected those illnesses with the tomatoes. So far, no farm or grocery store chain's been linked as the main source. Salmonella can be killed on foods when they are cooked.
In news around the world tonight, a drunk driver is facing some serious consequences in Mexico after plowing into a group of bikers. Police say the driver apparently fell asleep at the wheel and crashed right into the bike race. One person is dead, several others are hurt. The driver has been charged in the death. Police say he is an American from Texas. A 16-year-old girl riding along in the car was also hurt. The future King of England is sailing the 7 seas. Prince William started a 2-month tour with the British Royal Navy. The prince will spend 3 weeks learning basic sea skills. The last 5 weeks he'll be on duty, likely joining patrols searching Caribbean waters for drug runners. Royal Navy officials say the training is designed to give the prince an understanding of the Navy, which is just one branch of the armed forces he will eventually command.
Now, Portland's first complete forecast at 11 from your first live local weather team.
And I'm Mark Nelson here at the first live local weather wall. And at this hour, what you see on the radar here is just a few scattered light showers in the Coast Range right on the edge there, a few showers down the valley, and a few scattered showers mainly up against the Cascade foothills. That's where most of the showers have been ever since our 4 o'clock show earlier today, because the air that's coming in from the west, coming in off the ocean, it hits the foothills of the Cascades, it rises and drops the moisture there. So Washougal, you're just coming out from underneath the shower right now. Same thing in Troutdale, and that's headed into the west end of the gorge around Corbett and Cape Horn, and looks like it's raining in the gorge right now towards Multnomah Falls and Dodson and Warrendale. Then one other spot here down the valley, getting some light showers right around Newburgh. Newburgh looks wet right now, and then maybe just around Amity and then to the east across Mount Angel, and actually between Woodburn and Silverton as well. That's the Mount Angel area, then down towards Silverton. So let's take a look at the numbers for today. We did break a record, by the way, record rainfall at the Portland Airport, a June soaker for sure. 0.71 inches so far today at PDX. Of course, we've got another 50 minutes or so. But the old record is about ½ an inch for the day. That's just for the day. We have had wetter days in June, but just not on this day. Now, we made it to 67 somehow at the Portland Airport today briefly. After the cold front went through, we had the sudden sunshine, and the real cool air hadn't moved in yet. I noticed Salem was cooler today at 63. You folks in Kelso couldn't get above 60. And then east side, a cool day as well, 59 at Pendleton. This time of the year, you should be in the mid-70s. Now, we're cool right now. If you've been outside, you know that. It feels more like a late April evening so far. We'll all be in the 40s tonight. West side, right around 40 or so. East side, I don't think we'll see temperatures drop below 40. Places like Hillsborough, Scappoose down into the mid-40s tonight. Now, here's a setup. We got a strong westerly jet, pretty rare for June. It brought in a cold front, and that's a leading edge of cooler air. That's already moved into Idaho. Another little disturbance moving out of the coast keeps the showers going tonight. But then this system is...
Coin 6 presents a whole new way to advertise. In an exclusive engagement, we'll show you how television and the internet are about to converge.
Reserve seating by invitation only.
Is your business ready? Take your advertising beyond. If you haven't received your invitation, it's not too late. Call now. Don't be left behind.